Hey guys, it's Ultimus, and I got some fresh footage from the stress test that took place on Monday. And in this video, I'm going to be going over some of the what I call PvE and PvP balance, and be going over a little bit of that. And this is WVW footage, and I don't have a lot of the big battles recorded because of frame rate issues. I'll post my system specs down in the bottom, but yeah, I was getting some frame rate issues with recording with the big battles, so you won't see many. I did play WVW for about 5 hours though, so here we go. Let's jump right into the nitty gritty here. Let Death and myself have given Guild Wars a lot of crap about not properly rewarding for player kills, which is something that we really want to see. And to be honest, we did it without really knowing the system that was currently in place. And on the screen right now, you'll see me 1v1ing this guy near one of the keeps out in the WVW zone. And this 1v1 is the only instance that I had gotten any badges of honor, which is how they reward you for player kills and how you get your gear for player kills in Guild Wars 2. And I got 2 of them off this solo kill, and they were the only 2 badges of honor that I received in probably about 5 hours of gameplay. To me, that's not very effective. The rewards, the level 60 rewards, cost right around 300 of these badges, and I don't think I could accumulate that. I mean, that's a lot of badges if I'm getting 2 badges every 5 hours approximately. And it could have been my fault for not maybe looting the bodies as often as I should have. I'll get into that a little bit more when I explain some of the fixes that I have for that system. And you also get loot bags for killing players in PvP, and as you saw right there, almost all of the loot bags that I had received were just utter crap. Things like you saw copper ore, some leather straps, and I mean, it was stupid stuff that I would never see myself using personally. I don't plan on doing a lot of crafting, so maybe that's why. But at the same rate, out of those loot bags, I would like to see some actual usable armor and loot, because they don't really drop that often. And I didn't see them drop that often, but I did get some of them, or a few of them, and out of them, what I got out of them just wasn't. I don't think it was acceptable for a reward, because like I said, I didn't get many, so I think there needs to be a better reward in those loot bags. So let's put those issues aside for now and look right at the PvP rewards. First thing you'll notice as I hover over these is they are not purely cosmetic, as many people seem to be saying or be telling me or seem to believe. They do in fact have stats on them, and a couple issues come into play here when you're messing with stats. First thing is, are they going to be balanced and as easily obtainable as the PvE equivalents for, as you saw there, it was level 60. Are the level 60 PvE gear, is it just as good? Is it better? Is it easier to get? Because if it's easier to get and it's just as good, I'm going to go get all my gear over in PvE and come back and not even worry about any of that. And here you'll see some of the lower end gear, the level 10 stuff, and if you look at that gear in comparison to the gear that I have, which I got from PvE, it's worse. So if we can project that out to the higher level gear, then I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if we should project it, if we can make that guess. But if we can, then what I'm seeing is these PvP rewards cost a lot, and they're not quite as good as the PvE rewards. So that's going to be an issue. I have a real big issue with that, actually. And the only way to really fix it is either make those better, or make them cheaper, or make the PvE rewards harder to get. And I don't think that's going to happen, but those really cost a lot of karma for the amount of reward you're getting, which is, I mean, I can go out and grind 10 mobs in PvE and get a karma reward that's just as good for like a third of the karma in comparison to those PvP rewards, and the reward is just as good. Having covered a bit of the rewards, let's go into the XP factor. Currently, I don't see leveling through PvP or through WVW viable almost at all. Defending keeps, as you see I'm doing here, waiting for this tick. We just pushed off blue team and they're headed back towards their portal keep, and I'm waiting for this tick. I was unsure if I would get it if I didn't wait in the area, because I'm a big war fan, or I played Warhammer, so you had to be in the area to get the tick. So I kind of stuck around just in case. But then the blue team comes from the other end, a couple of them, about 8 guys in the same guild, and they, as soon as they enter the distance, a certain distance, the timer goes away, and you don't get your reward. And I was really close to getting that tick, but since those guys just walked in, we didn't get that tick, and now we have to push these guys back. But my team, red team, doesn't come back to fight at this keep again for quite some time, and I spend about 20 minutes waiting for this defensive tick and defending off these players, and the amount of XP and the amount of karma and reward that I got for spending 20 to 40 minutes on this keep defense, totally not worth it. I could have leveled probably 2 levels in PvE by the time it took me to defend this keep, and you know, that's something that I want to see changed, and I'm not quite sure. We do go over some ways to change that in our previous videos, but you know, it's just not viable. If it's not changed, I won't be doing WVW until I hit level 80, because it's gonna take forever to level up, and you're gonna have the advantage at level 80. I know that you get boosted, you know, level 80 stats, but the gear difference is gonna be outrageous. You saw the level 60 gear in comparison to the level 10 gear, and there's 20 more levels after 60. So if you come in this place with level 80 gear, you're going to be tearing people up in comparison to these guys that are a little lower level. And if you can grind out, you know, 2-3 weeks worth of levels faster than these guys that are leveling up through PvP, and then come in and just completely waste them, they're going to get pretty upset that they wasted their time. And you know, like I said before, I'm one of those guys that I'm kind of a number cruncher. I want my fastest reward, you know, the fastest way. I want my rewards the fastest way I can get them, and if that means I have to go through some shitty PvE, well, I'm going to do just that, and I'm going to grind out that PvE, even though I don't really like to do that, until I get up to level 80, and then I'll come back here and I'll try to get the PvP rewards here, if they're as good as the PvE rewards. Like I said, we don't know yet. If you can extrapolate, and usually in these kind of games you can, if you see a trend at the lower level, it's likely to be quite alike at a higher level as well. So, you know, we'll see where they go with that, and I won't, like I said, I won't be in WVW until I'm level 80 at this current game state, and I know it's beta, and I hope it changes. I really do hope it changes. That's part of the reason I'm making these videos, is because I want to see this get changed. But right now, like I said, not viable. Won't be there, won't be doing it, not until I'm, you know, don't need XP anymore, and then that'll be okay. Then I'll be ready to go, and I'll have a lot of fun doing this stuff. So having put our finger on some of the problems, next step in the thought process is kind of things you can do to change or fix the system. And I'm just going to kind of rapid fire some ideas out there. Some of them are better than others. They're obviously not perfect, but here's things that I kind of thought up and think that would help out the PvP system to kind of be equivalent, or a little bit more equivalent from what I have seen, to the effectiveness of the PvE systems in terms of leveling and rewards. The first thing is the badge system. That seems kind of unbalanced and out of whack. Really hard to get that. I mean, really hard to get that 300. You might have to spend level 1 to 60 in WVW to get, you know, a couple of pieces by the time you're 60. And I'd like to see that fixed by maybe making it easier to tag PvP kills in WVW, because I was attacking a lot of players in PvP, but I only got maybe 10 or 15 confirmed kills while I was playing, and I feel like if you could increase the rate that you could tag the players, so if you're tagging more players, you're going to be getting more XP, you're going to be getting more loot drops and stuff like that. The second problem is to fix the, albeit idiots like me who forget to loot things, just make it auto loot. I feel like that's the easiest way. I don't know if there is an auto loot system or like an option, but just make it PvP auto loot. If something dies and it's got something on it, just put it in my bag if I've got room. I don't have time to be running around looking on the battlefield for people that I forgot to loot. I think that would help players get the reward, get those badges, and get those loot bags. Which brings me to my next point, which is the loot bags. I would like to see, I kind of explained this earlier, I'd like to see the loot bags be appropriately, have appropriate stuff in them, be it armor, weapons, maybe badges of honor every once in a while, just extra things that I'm going to use. I mean, the crafting stuff is nice and all, but there's veins out in the zones and stuff like that. I feel like you can go hit the veins if you want to get crafting supplies. You don't have to get them from the bags. So that's for that. And for the XP, like I said, if you're tagging more people in PvP, then you're going to be getting increased XP because you're going to be getting more PvP tags and killing more things. Another thing is maybe increased XP for killing players. Like I said, you might not need that if you make it easier to tag the kills. So those are kind of my ways of sort of fixing it. I would also like to see the level 10 stuff be dropped in terms of how much karma it takes to get those. I don't feel like the thousands of karma that ArenaNet seems to think that those rewards are worth. I don't think they are worth that. I don't think that they're worth that at all, actually. So I'd like to see that dropped. But those are my ideas and my complaints, and this is Alt signing out for the day.